White House. Thanks, Kelly, for that. Let's go back to the impeachment question now. And for that, joining me, Congressman Steve Cohen from Tennessee, a member of the House Judiciary Committee. With a welcome to you, my frequent guest here on the show. So look, let's look at what's happening in just over 3 weeks. Democrats take control of the House. If you learn nothing more beside what was revealed in Friday's court filings, do you want your committee to begin impeachment investigations on day one?
Well, I've already filed HRS 621 in the current Congress, which lists 5 grounds for impeachment. So I think there have been impeachable offenses committed by this president, and that's why I filed them, and that's why I have 17 co-sponsors. But that's as many as we could get. As far as the next Congress goes, we will have hearings on the emoluments clause, which is 2 of the 5 articles, emoluments domestic and emoluments foreign. And we'll have hearings on those issues. We'll also have hearings, I'm sure, on what he's done to the Justice Department in questioning judges based on their ethnicity, questioning and disparaging the FBI and the Justice Department, and other statements about the Ninth Circuit and circuits about comments about judges in general, and about the press. So we'll have hearings, which are in essence hearings on impeachment, but they're hearings on the gravamen of the charges that go into a resolution, and the Judiciary Committee, I'm sure, will follow those. And I'm working with Chairman Nadler, and those are issues that are dear to his heart as well. Yeah, I'm going to get to Chairman Nadler and something that he said earlier as well in a moment. But I want you to first listen to Republican Senator Rand Paul, who's listing his grievances with the special counsel. Here it is.
This has been my overall complaint about about having these special prosecutors, is that really they find a person and they look for a crime. With a special prosecutor, you decide we're going after someone, the president, and we're going to squeeze as many people as we can until we can try to get a person. And that's why I'm against these special prosecutors. I think they're a huge mistake, and I think they're a huge abuse of government power.
Does the senator make any reasonable case there? Do any of his points resonate with you?
No, I like Rand Paul, but I listened to him on Meet the Press, and I almost purged. His whole commentary was just kind of really fringy, and it doesn't resonate at all. The special prosecutor is going after Russian interference in the election, and if it happens to be that it was Donald Trump or people in his campaign, he's going after it. But he's not going after Donald Trump. He's going after Russian involvement in our election in 2016, and it's there. He also said that he didn't think election law violations should be prison time, that he thought they should be you pay a fine for federal election law violations, finance laws. Well, with the people that are running in this day and time, Trump, who allegedly has a lot of money, and he does have a lot of money, the Steyers who are thinking of running, the Bloombergs, the Mike, whatever his name is, Mark Cuban, and all these people, a fine's nothing to them. So if you don't have jail time, a fine does not inhibit the conduct of people who are running for president these days, most of them, with the conduct that they might incur. So much things that Rand said was just off the wall and just not part of, and I like Rand, but he had a bad day, I think.
All right, I told you I was going to bring up Jerry Nadler once again, and among the things that he has said just a short while ago, he says that the president is at the, quote, center of several massive frauds of the American people. You mentioned emoluments, there would be campaign finance, but overall, would you categorize this as the president having defrauded the American public?
Oh, on his best day, I think that's what he's done. It's a criminal enterprise that he and his family have been engaged in to get the run for president, and then once they got the presidency, they monetized it. They've done it at Trump Tower, they've done it at the Trump hotels, they've done it with the Saudis. I'm sure when you get into it, and I'm sure Robert Mueller has seen it in the financing of the Trump whole Trump family, the Saudis pay me anything I want for apartments. He said it. One of the sons said, oh, we got plenty of money from Russia. That most of their financing came from Deutsche Bank, convicted of money laundering. Wilbur Ross out of Cyprus, their connections there, I think you're going to find out with Russian oligarchs and the Cyprus banks that are filtering money around. This is a criminal enterprise that makes Al Capone and Frank Nitti look like, if they make them look like they were good guys.
But Congressman, you're talking about financial issues. A question I want to ask is this: if he has defrauded the American people during the campaign, does that suggest to you that had the president not taken the actions that are alleged, that he would not have won the presidency?
No, if he didn't do what he did, he would not have won the presidency. The hush money to Stormy Daniels, the hush money to Miss August, whatever the involvements with the Russians, and who knows if he paid off Russian hackers. I mean, we don't know. We're going to find out, and I think Robert Mueller knows what Michael Cohen's involvement was with the trip to the Czech Republic. All those redactions, there could very easily be recorded conversations that Michael Cohen gave to the special counsel, or the special counsel had in opportunities to listen to conversations because national security was at stake. There's going to be a massive case. Republicans will start to see that there's a cancer on the presidency. This man is an albatross, and 2020 is coming up, and they don't want to lose their seats, and they can do it because all those people that are standing behind Donald Trump, they risk looking like fools and being voted out.
So then you think that Donald Trump's actions is what cost the Democrats and Hillary Clinton the White House?
Oh, no question about it. His actions involved with the Russians. And then there's some issue about some correspondence that was in the Justice Department that caused Mr. Comey to come and to take his actions in late October. And there's good information or reasonable information that the Russians might have been involved in some interchanges there to make them think that Loretta Lynch had made some comments to Democratic officials that proved false, that she wasn't going to prosecute, and because of that, Comey felt it was necessary to go forward. So there's a lot of stuff there. The Russians were very involved. Vladimir Putin is a pro. He's the best. He's the LeBron James at dirty tricks and intelligence.
Angus King, we heard from him in the soundbite a moment ago. He's warning that a substantial part of the American public could see impeachment proceedings as a, quote, coup against the president if it is pursued with the evidence available right now. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. I listened to Senator King, and he said that if we did impeachment and removed this man from office, that people would look at it like as a banana republic and taking politics and making political decisions to remove somebody who won the election. No, that's what the impeachment is about. It's a political process, but it's a process that says when somebody's taken actions that are harmful to democracy and harmful to the people's respect in government. I mean, high crimes and misdemeanors can mean a lot of different things to people, but it's kind of like the whole miasma that has grown up around the government, and when it stinks because of a swamp that has been inhabited by people who had no business, and the stench comes up so much that the majority of people feel like government has been affected and in an adverse manner, then you have to act to protect the government and protect the society. The 30% that wouldn't agree with that, if Trump told them that the moon was made out of marshmallows, they'd believe it. He's got 30%, and it's so sad, but he's got about 30% of the population totally believing whatever he says, and he knows it, and he's playing with them, and it's just the man has no conscience. You know, it's interesting. I was looking back at a song that he would have known, as you might know, Rockin' Robin, from the time when Donald Trump and I were both listening to music early on. And in the song Rockin' Robin, it talks about tweet, tweet, twilly-dee. It's almost like it predicted something, and it says, he rocks in the treetops all day long, hopping and a-bopping and singing a song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Well, there are going to be a lot of people on Jaybird Street hearing him go tweet, tweet, tweet.
You do bring your Tennessee charm, I must say, to our interviews. I do have one more question for you, and that is, former FBI Director James Comey testified before your committee behind closed doors. I know that you asked him some questions, so what was your big takeaway from his testimony?
Comey's a straight arrow. He's a man of rectitude. He respects the Justice Department, the FBI, and thinks that they need to be respected, and they do. The people there are people of high character, serving at salaries much less than they could ever get in the private sector to do what they want to do. Lisa Page testified to that. She stayed at home and lived with her parents so she could save money and not have to go to a high-priced law firm to pay for her college debt, because she wanted to be a government lawyer, and she got that chance at the FBI. So, the FBI is not biased, Justice Department isn't biased, and our national security is hurt when you tear down institutions like that.
One thing, though, I'm looking at the president's tweets from this morning. He claims that on 245 occasions, Comey said that he didn't recall or couldn't remember. Is the president telling the truth? Were there 245 instances, and if so, did that bother you?
I have no idea how many there were, and I don't take the president's math as being any even probable cause. He makes up numbers. The other day, he made one number up at a Hanukkah party and said that they had so many X, and at the evening party, it was a different number. He just picks numbers out of the sky. There's no basis to believe anything the president says.
Well, I'm glad to have you, though, speaking on my broadcast. Thank you so much. Have a good Sunday.
Alex, always